It's like, I think it's interesting to hear a conversation that I know is not in the exact time that it happened, you know? Like, not real time.
You mean like recorded?
But like the timing.
Like you like podcasts is what you're saying?
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Hannah, you nailed it. It was so good. Wow.
Why am I?
A place, a program. I like heard the comma. I loved it. A place, a program. A space, a man, a canal. Okay. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hello, both of yous.
How's it
Yous
going?
twos. Blues Clues.
Sit down in the corner and think. So I often forget that I probably know more Blues Clues stuff than my average peer because I had young siblings who were watching Blues Clues when I was. So most people like know Blues Clues, and then I start going into like the deep like Blues
deep
Clues
cuts.
references, and everyone's like, "What? I didn't watch Blues Clues because I was like a teenager," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, me either."
Bye, Kylie.
Bye, Kylie.
Bye, Kylie. They said bye to you. She just waved. She doesn't
She doesn't even care about us.
even care about you enough to say bye.
Wow.
She's just playing it cool.
Speaking of Kylie, thanks again to Kylie for being a guest last week.
That was rad.
I was
Yeah,
telling
great job.
you guys before we started that we got a lot of engagement. Seems like a callous word for it, but a lot of people reacted to our show last week, so I think Kylie was a fun addition.
Does engagement feel callous?
It feels like an industry term, like engagement. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'm not in the industry enough to feel callous.
I'm in the
by
industry. I'm an industry insider.
You're on your business. You're a businesswoman in the business.
I'm business now.
You're engaged in business.
So, speaking of which, we got a nice tweet from. I forgot about this. We got a couple of them. So, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling down our Twitter. Okay, so from Uncle Brown, we got a shout out on Twitter.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said, loving your show this week, looking back on Florida memories from your perspectives. Also loving your guest host, Kylie. # keep Kylie.
Oh, that's right. There was a follow-up to that
Yeah,
that I saw. That I
Kylie.
think was
Hashtag
Kylie.
Then Kylie
What?
replied, # keep Kylie and # lose Ben.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, she fucking roasted me.
She did.
Wow.
She did.
Oh no, I'm trying to sign into the WayTooBroad email and it's asking me for password. I don't know that.
Well, that's fine because I have a surprise for you in there, so you can't go in anyway.
Oh, did you change the password so that I couldn't never get in again?
No, I don't know why
That's
it's
a
doing
Is
that.
it the surprise a new password? What is it?
No. And then, hang on, we'll get to it. And then
I'm so sorry.
later, we got a tweet from our friend Eamon of the key lime pie fame, and he said,
Or the not key lime pie thing.
yeah, the Eamon who broke the news that key lime pie isn't a real thing. And he said that he just finished the first dungeon / boss on Ocarina of Time for the first time. It's a game that he's never started. It says it's a game I've always started but never persisted. I don't know how you can always be starting a game.
Every day he wakes up and starts Ocarina of Time.
Time
he's like,
to
"Fuck."
make the Ocarina of Time.
He's like, shit, I have to go to work. Thanks,
I always
Erin.
forget.
He says, thanks, Erin, for mentioning it and making me drive home riled up and excited to turn my N64 on.
Riled
Fired
up.
up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Eamon, that's really exciting. I'm here, and I also saw that you yours also never turns on the first time.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you a few things of a few updates.
Okay.
And specifically for you is that I keep my Nintendo 64 in the same spot. I don't touch it. I don't move it. I shoo my dog away when he walks near it, and it just turns on reliably. So don't move it. And also, you're in for a wild ride. Take heart in the water temple, and that's all I'll have to say about that.
Yeah.
Did you see also his copy was used and it had some screen some names in the save cartridge already?
Yeah, I saw that.
What was your mom's again?
Mijiripsu.
Madripsu. I'm like, next game I play, that's gonna be my name.
All caps. Has to be all caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta be.
Madripsu.
Joseph.
Well, cool.
Joseph with the caps wrong. Keg with a C. The keg. Joseph Keg, that's like Ben drowned. Joseph was kegged. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Okay.
Just why don't you guys just play with me? I don't know. Okay.
Can I go back to the Ben Drown thing? It was like, I didn't realize it when we were recording it at the time, but we were making fun of Ben because he was like, I think the story was called Ben.
Yeah.
But then you're like, Ben Drown, and we were like, oh, okay, but it sounds, in the recording, it sounds just like you're saying Ben Brown.
Oh,
Ben's
really?
name. So it was like, it was just really funny to me to listen back on that. We were like, none of us picked, like, that was a great joke opportunity that none of us took.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, okay. Real talk now, I guess.
It's time for real talk now. Okay. I have one more question for everybody before I tell you the surprise.
Wait.
Okay, great.
Before you do that, can I throw in a quick Ocarina of Time related thing?
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned before on the pod that I really enjoy watching speedruns of games.
Oh, yeah.
And Ocarina of Time speedruns in particular are really great. And there's a lot of really great runners. And like the kind of the two most popular categories are any percent, which takes about the world record is I think 17 minutes to beat the game as quickly as possible, and
Wow.
then the other most popular category is 100%, and like the two best people at those respective categories have been streaming a lot lately on Twitch, just like really consistently running those categories. That's ZFG at twitch.tv/ZFG1, who runs 100%. He's like the best Ocarina of Time runner ever and knows so much about the game and like all the glitches in it. So like a lot of times if he loses a run, he'll just like fuck around and show off some glitches before he starts another one, which is always really fun. And then the one who is the best any percent is this guy named Torge, Torje, who is really great. And they're both like nice streamers also. So just if you're interested in watching some good speedruns, that's a great place to start.
That's great to know, because I was actually thinking that once I beat the game, I want to watch some speedruns, because it's like such a
It's not going to
complex
look
game.
anything like how you play through the game normally.
Yeah, I would
Because it's
imagine
incredibly glitched. It's really, really cool. And the great thing about ZFG in particular is because he knows like so much about the game, and especially because he's like run that beginning of the game so many times, he is like very quick to answer any question you have in chat about like some kind of trick or some mechanic or some glitch and like how it works and like what the game is trying to do and what makes it like do what it actually does. He just like knows all about it, so it's like always really entertaining. And I've always, even though he pretty consistently gets like thousands of viewers, which is pretty rare for a speedrunner, but I've like always found that if I have a question, he's like pretty quick to answer it and pays attention to chat despite focusing on a really hard speedrun. So
wow, cool.
yeah, he's
That's
a
really
good dude.
cool. Have you ever watched the any speedruns for the new Zelda that I'm totally blanking on? Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yeah, they're really cool. You actually don't use, it's not of like as broken of a game except for I think they call it like momentum jumping, where you like use the freeze rune thing.
Yeah.
Or not the one that like freezes in time and then like stand in front of something and it hits you and makes you fly really fast.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like not as glitched as Ocarina of Time. It's just like designed that you can run straight to the end of the game if you want.
Yeah, but that thing with the thing you were just talking about, the stasis rune thing.
Yeah, stasis is called. Thank you. I forgot.
Is really, it's crazy how far they can fly, but it's also crazy how often they fuck it up.
Yeah,
because it's not easy to do. But
yeah.
Anyway,
that's cool. It does not surprise me to hear that Ocarina of Time has a lot of glitches in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's an older game.
It's an older game. Can't be perfect all the time.
That's right. That's what I always say. What's our surprise?
Well, we
have another nice tweet. We have another nice tweet,
but I really would like to know what Ben is drinking.
Oh, what are you drinking, Ben?
Icing water.
Okay.
Gross. Is that like when you like dissolve some icing in some water? What color?
Red.
Gross.
Nice.
So my mouth looks like blood.
Do you have that thing where it tastes bitter? Red food coloring?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I have that.
Some of it. Sometimes. Yeah, I have it.
I have it for every red food coloring.
Yeah, I have red food coloring tastes bitter.
Yeah.
I have that.
I have that.
I have that. What are you drinking, Hannah?
2 drinks.
List them.
I'm gonna.
I've got 2 drinks.
I have a.
Oh my god.
Black. It's okay.
I'll list them after this long pause.
She just like held her hands out straight in front of her and didn't do anything. And then she's like, I'll tell you. Is this a glitch?
It's a glitch in real life. No, I was typing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have a black cherry puller seltzer.
Oh, yeah. Black cherry.
Black cherry, yo. And in honor of my other podcast, So Dreamy, since I never really get to drink beer since we record that one in the morning, I have a beer called Dream Police.
Oh, nice.
Interesting name.
Spiced porter.
Yeah, it's a spiced porter. It's quite good. I've been sipping on it while we've been sitting here chatting.
Sipping on spice porter.
I'm going to read you the thing. Coming to arrest your senses is Dream Police, a spiced porter with a lively blend of cinnamon and ginger. Its subtly sweet aroma hits first, followed by a spicy bite that will echo in your head. Hints, I don't know, like a siren maybe? I don't know why. Hints of roasted bittersweet chocolate take root and balance a delicate wave of caramel that will draw you into a state of sweet reverie.
Roasted. That sounds right up my freaking alley, yo.
It's very
sweet
nice.
reverie.
It's in honor of a special event that's taking place tomorrow with So Dreamy, which is that not only are we recording one of our episodes with a guest, and I believe the first guest I've ever had on a podcast that I was not related to.
Nice.
Or like was dating someone I was related to, but also we are going to be guests on another podcast about dreams called Grief Dreams.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's going to be probably a pretty intense time for everyone because we're going to go on a podcast specifically about grief dreams and then have the Grief Dreams guy on our podcast to talk about like visitations of loved ones after they've died and stuff like that. But
holy shit.
Yeah. But it's going to be pretty cool. So I thought I'd get a dream themed beer.
Nice. Very fun.
Okay, so the one additional nice tweet we got today.
I guess I'm just not fucking drinking anything.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'm fucking like sucking on a dry mouth.
What are you drinking, Erin?
Well, I don't feel like you really care. Okay, I have a grapefruit spindrift.
Nice.
And I have a nice drink this week. I have a can. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know why not. It's Durham Distillery is a distillery in Durham.
Wow.
You know what? I was going to tell you, I actually got some Rojo, and it turns out it's red.
Wow.
Well, okay, it's a distillery here in Durham, and they make these canned cocktails.
Beers. Oh.
And this is, yeah. Well, they make this gin that's really good called Conniption Gin, and yeah, this is a canned gin and tonic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Is
it's
that
just
like the ones we had when we were visiting?
Yeah,
Those are good.
Yeah, and so I have myself a nice little tumbler glass with a big old ice cube that has melted. And I'm just pouring it right in here in a lime wedge.
Some nice watered
there.
down gin and tonic.
Yeah, really nice. So that's an 8% for you.
That's nice. That's an 8% for you. Are you talking ABV?
I'm talking ABV, motherfucker. Silly Friday edition.
Every week now. If listen, listeners, beloved listeners, if you're not a fan of Silly Friday editions, you probably should give up on this podcast because
you're out of silly luck.
It's basically like 10 o'clock on a Friday is our new recording time.
You're out of silly luck edition.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
So
now that I'm not sucking on a dry mouth, take it away, Hannah.
All right. So we got a really nice tweet from a podcast called Heartbeats, which I actually think I've done as an obsession before. It's a great role-playing RPG podcast, real play RPG podcast. It's not D&D. I don't remember what the system they use is, but it's great. Anyway, somebody from that podcast who runs their Twitter has been listening to our show. I don't know who or how many of them. There's 3 people on that podcast, but today as we're recording, it's Friday, so it's like Follow Friday on Twitter, and a lot of times the Follow Friday thing, it's sweet and well intentioned, but it's often like just like hashtag FF and then like a million other podcasts, like just their handles and like that. I don't feel, beyond showing other podcasts that you care about them, which is like valid and nice, I don't think it persuades anyone to listen to a podcast most of the time, unless there's like something really interesting about their hand. Like, I'm sure it happens, but it's just more of a gesture. But sometimes some kind people will write more stuff about a podcast when they really care about it. So Heartbeats today, and this is the only one I noticed that they did a Follow Friday for. They tweeted, @2broadpod is very, very good. Go enjoy their good. Listen today like you have nothing on your long list of podcasts. Just move it to the top.
Aww.
Just so nice.
That's so nice. Thank you so much.
I'm muted,
Friday.
but I said that's very sweet.
You what?
I was muted, but I said that's very sweet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you
that
had
was
muted.
dumb, Ben.
I thought you were saying you had muted Heartbeats on Twitter.
Yeah,
I
muted their podcast a while. I muted the podcast and the Twitter a while ago, but I'll reconsider now.
You know what? I think Ben's gonna follow Friday. I think Ben's gonna unmute Friday.
So thank you to the folks over at Heartbeat. You're very sweet people, and I love your show very much as well.
Heartbeat, more like heart sweet.
Oh, shit. Wow, that's so nice.
So nice. Love it.
Love it. All right, is that our nice
Okay.
email? You have an email special surprise in the inbox.
I have a
An
special...
email special surprise.
Today's a really special day because today, or actually, as
Is
of
it my
a few
birthday?
days ago,
Oh, no.
as of Monday, actually, our podcast officially will not be canceled by Google.
Hey, wow, that is so exciting. Who saved our podcast on Google?
Well, let me tell you something. We actually have 2 saviors.
Oh, great.
They called
Wow.
within an hour and a half of each other on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. So I won't say what order they came in because it doesn't matter because they're both our
Doesn't
saviors.
matter.
Yeah. So
Let's hear these freaking voicemails.
in no particular order, here's the first one that I have up. It's from Erin's best friend Sarah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And my good friend Sarah. And now I gotta pull it up on my phone. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Oh, God.
I really...
And you were hyping this surprise for so long and apparently didn't decide to prepare for it.
Yeah, you should have hyped via preparation.
They both also gave us, like, they specifically said they were calling to save our podcast, but they did also give us, like, some recommendations, which I think is great.
Awesome. Like, what? Yeah, okay, well, listen, I can't wait to hear.
All right, I'm turning the volume up.
Hello, darlings. This is Sarah. I am calling from a beautiful 70-degree day here in South Carolina. And I'm calling because you guys have touched on some games in your last couple of podcasts, and I wanted to share something that I have been sort of low-key obsessed with for years, which is there's a series of games on the PlayStation 4 that are these, what I consider beautiful, interactive digital art games. They're called Journey, Flower, and Flow. Those are 3 separate games. And because Hannah was into a mobile game recently, I thought I would give you a couple of suggestions. The first one is Monument 2. It's this really beautiful game. It has, a complete story. So when you finish the game, you've played the whole thing. There's not like infinite things to go to. There's like a plot, and you follow it, and then you finish. And it's very much like Journey on the PlayStation 4, which is why I mentioned those first. And the second one is Gorogoa. That's Gorogoa. And so both Monument 2 and Gorogoa are mobile games. I believe they're just, on the App Store for iPhones. I don't know if they're available for other devices. And so my apologies if it's exclusive. But Gorogoa is this beautiful puzzle game. Actually pretty difficult because maybe I'm not very creative, I don't know, but gorgeous. The kids blew through it much faster than I did. But again, it's sort of like, it's very finite. Like once you've finished, you've finished. You can't go back to it right away. You can go back to it later. Anyway, check out Monument 2 and Gorogoa if you can. And if you have a PlayStation 4, Journey is probably one of my favorite games I've ever played. It made me just absolutely sob at the end. Love you guys. Bye.
I love
Thanks,
Journey,
Sarah.
and I love Flower. I have not heard of Flow, but I'm very excited to play Flow now.
So
Hell yeah.
a couple of things. First of all, I guess I was wrong about Sarah saying specifically that she called to rescue the podcast. That was just in my head. But also she texted me afterwards, and she actually throughout that entire voicemail had been meaning to say PlayStation 3.
Oh.
So
It's on PlayStation 4
she
also.
said it like 5 times though. Just realizing how many times.
It's an easy mistake to make. They don't the Nintendo versioned in a way that is easy to remember.
Yeah,
the
they just
PlayStation's
number them.
how are you supposed to keep track of those numbers? She's not a freaking mathematician. She could be though. Shout out to Sarah. Thank you for the voicemail. So nice.
Sarah, I've played Monument Valley. I think the first and the second ones, and I love them. They're beautiful. I totally agree.
What's another really good relaxing, very artistic puzzle game is Night Sky.
That sounds nice.
It's very nice. You play as just a glass ball that rolls around, basically.
I'd love
It's
to
really,
be a
really
glass ball.
fun.
That sounds fun.
That's like that.
Well, that's something I've actually wanted a lot lately.
Oh wow! Oh man, I've been
That works out
independently of
great.
knowing about that existing. I have wanted that before.
Really bad.
There's
There's
a
if I
song.
could be anything.
There's a song. This is not why I said that, but there's a song about that being a glass ball. It's
I'm a glass ball. I'm a glass ball. I'm a glass ball. He's a pat of butter.
Oh my god.
no, it's
If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that he's never gonna roll another.
Who sings Luca?
No one. That's not a thing. You made it up.
Is that a style
Oh my
of
God.
singing where you hock a loogie?
Suzanne Vega. Suzanne Vega has a song about being
that song.
Subentega?
Oh my god, this is gonna drive me crazy. It's so pretty too.
What?
It's so pretty too.
This song about being a glass ball.
Yeah, I just sang
Oh, the
it.
song about being a glass ball. What about the game? What are we talking about?
Okay.
The game is also very pretty. It's got nice, calm music. Mom's played it. She likes it a lot. Mom being, just my and Hannah's
Brown.
mom, not everyone's mom.
Everyone's on
Your
Brown.
mom has played it.
Your mom, every mom has played it. It's a mom game.
Sarah's a mom.
It comes with mom.
There is a mom. mom. So this is so far your mom has played it, and Sarah, whose mom has played it. This is tracking that it's just a mom game.
I don't know that Sarah has played it. She didn't say in that voice though.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's like,
But she has though, because she's a mom.
it's like in the bag that they give you when you go home from the hospital.
With the baby.
Yeah.
The bag with the baby in it also
And
has
Night
that
Sky.
game.
Man, I'm going to absolutely go. Can someone listening to this please tell me what song I'm thinking of that is written from the point of view of a glass ball? Because it's real. And I think it's Suzanne Vega. I'm going to keep looking after this is over. But
Wow.
it's real.
This is amazing. Okay, I believe you. I don't believe you, but I'm saying that, so you'll stop talking about it.
Before we move on to the next one, I wanna reiterate and support Sarah saying to play Journey and Flower. I want to
Okay.
re-up that recommendation because those are beautiful, beautiful games.
You seconded the rec. You
Sec the Rec.
Check the rec. Fuck yeah.
I sec the Monument Valley rec.
And I'm sure Flow is good too. I just haven't played it because I didn't know about it.
That's a soft sec.
I
Yeah.
haven't. Wow. Softcore sec. I haven't played any of those games. Do you know I've never ever owned a PlayStation? Ever.
I mean,
I've
Is that-
only owned
Do
a
you believe
PS4.
that about me?
yes. I do.
I hadn't either until 2015.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know why I know that year.
Too off track. Yeah, it was monumental for you.
Valley.
Monumental Valley. There it is.
Okay.
Can we please hear the second voicemail?
Okay, the second voicemail, which definitely explicitly says it's trying to save our podcast, is from Shoutouts to
I
Rachel.
believe you.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, it's Rachel. Shout outs to Rachel, I guess. I'm calling because I've heard that your show is going to be canceled by Google if people don't call. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm saving you and WayTooBroad. And also, I want to tell you about my obsession. Not just this week, this whole 2019 so far, basically. My biggest obsession, because there's always a couple going on at the same time, but my biggest one is the Adventure Zone. I am so into the Adventure Zone right now. I'm listening every possible moment that I can. And what am I on right now? I'm getting towards the end of the Crystal one, whatever that one's called. Crystal Kingdom, Crystal Laboratory, whatever. I'm at
Crystal
Got
Meth
first
Lab.
They're in a room with a bunch of robots that have fuses in them, and it's really suspenseful right now. And I just love the show so much. I love those podcaster boys. For some reason, I'm forgetting their names right now, which is crazy.
Good
the
boys.
McElroys. I love the McElroys and their dad. I think they're so funny, and what they're doing is great, and the music is great, and the storytelling is really awesome, and I'm just really very much enjoying it. So yeah, that's it. All right, love you guys. You're welcome for saving your show. Although I'm called too. So you're welcome for partially saving your show. All right, love you. Bye.
Thanks, shouts to Rachel. They both did end with "love you guys,"
I
so
know.
that's nice.
That's so nice.
We're loved.
I totally love the Adventure Zone and hate being caught up with the Adventure Zone because just like with Rachel, I would listen to it constantly when I wasn't caught up, and now I have to wait 2 fucking weeks for new episodes.
Ugh. Like a plebe.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like catching up on a Netflix show and then
It's
Yeah.
having to
exactly that.
watch
exactly
it in
like
real time.
watching all of Terrace House in one weekend and then being tortured for 3 months.
Oh man, our binge culture
Yeah.
catches up with us. Kids these days don't know how to wait for their entertainment programs.
Exactly.
A place, a program.
So, thank you to Rachel and Sarah for saving our show.
Thank you. We can go on.
Yes, thank you.
We shall go on.
And for your great recommendations. I totally suck the wreck on the Adventure Zone, as you all know already.
Yeah, suck the wreck.
I suck the wreck.
I love this. I really love, like, it's only been 2 weeks, but I've been loving, like, hearing what people are obsessed about. That is so on theme for us.
Really fun.
Yeah,
Please call
really
us.
fun.
Like, we're not going to cancel the podcast, although the threats really did work. I want to know. What are you obsessed with? Tell me.
Okay,
Actually,
let's
as
see.
it turns out, I just got an email from Google, from the CEO, and he said that he's going to cancel us if we don't get a call for next week's app.
What's
also.
his name? What's the CEO's name? Or her name?
Sundar Pichai.
Oh, is that real?
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's what it is. I do know that.
His name is Save Our Podcast.
How do you pronounce it? Well,
Yeah,
Wikipedia, tell me.
Well, that's great. That's
Well,
straight
gosh.
from the Google CEO. Give
Yeah,
us a call.
so-
Let us know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, better do it or else we'll canceled. So, thanks for letting us know about that, Ben. And thanks so much again. All right. Should we go into it?
Let's do it. What are
It's
you
getting
obsessed about, Ben?
Oh, it's Ben first?
It's Ben, first.
Ben.
Oh,
What is it? What is it,
Ben,
Ben?
mine's a comedian
It's a push and a pop.
A comedian.
who we all know and who I think we've talked about on the pod before. Harris Wittels,
Harris.
who I think that name probably means a lot more to Erin now than it even did when we talked about him before, because you've watched all of Parks and Rec now, for which
Who
he
is he in
was.
Parks and Rec?
He was a writer and executive producer on that show, and
Oh,
also
I didn't realize
played.
that.
He played Harris, the like animal control guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna look this up real quick.
He
And
he died like right when the show ended, which was
yeah,
so
I
sad.
haven't
Sorry, go
finished
ahead, Ben.
watching Parks and Rec. But
yeah, he
that?
died February
this guy,
19th,
yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 years
Yeah.
this week. And Comedy Bang Bang released like a vinyl of all of the Comedy Bang Bang episodes he was on.
Oh, really?
Which is which is really cool. It sold out almost immediately. But they also like all of the, if you try to listen to like old Comedy Bang Bang episodes, like I think past 6 months, they're all behind a paywall. But for a long time now, they've had the episodes with Harris Wittels out from behind the paywall for anyone to listen to. And in particular, the Farts and Procreation episodes, which are like the famous series with Harris Wittels, Adam Scott, and Chelsea Peretti.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to all 4 of those this week. And it's really interesting because the last one came out, they recorded it like a few days before Harris died.
Mm-hmm.
And so it came out like right after he died. And at the beginning of it, Scott Aukerman has like a whole introduction about how he wasn't even going to release this episode, but Chelsea Peretti convinced him to because she said like Harris would be furious if he knew that like his friends would stop having fun for 1 second after he left, and like how this is kind of what comedy is for, is helping people deal with tragedy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be really nice for all of his friends to just like listen to him being silly one last time,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those episodes are really fucking hilarious. Like, so the first one is, I mean, they're all really good, but like there's just like a special magic to the first one where they're just like they're all like really tired because they're recording like late at night, and it's like in a really hot studio and just like doing stupid ass bits, because that's like all Harris did basically, was just like really fucking dumb bits that like shouldn't be funny but just like are.
Because the way it was like, it wasn't even like his delivery was like skilled, like perfectly skilled. It was just like
he was like he sounds like he's disappointed himself sometimes.
Yeah. Like as he was saying it, you'd be like, that he was like, I don't know.
Because they had a whole segment on Comedy Bang Bang when he was on called Harris's Foam Corner, which originally was called Harris's Phone Corner. I don't know when it became foam, but it was basically like sometimes Harris would think of really dumb jokes and then write them down in his phone, and decide they were too stupid to like post on Twitter. And it was just like reading those really dumb jokes.
Oh man. It's so funny that you bring him up. Recently I was like looking on YouTube for all the like a compilation of all the foam corners.
There are a couple, I think.
Yeah, there are. I was like listening to some of them.
They're really great.
It's like the anniversary of his death recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was February 19th.
Do you know about the book that his sister wrote, Ben?
I do. I haven't read it though, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I would too. And I think I heard her interviewed about it once. I can't remember where.
Comedy Bang Bang, probably.
Did they interview her on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
when it came out.
Her. Yeah. I think she also wrote a piece this year about, like, you know, on the anniversary of his death. But I didn't read it. I just saw she tweeted it.
Yeah. She was really funny, too, on Comedy Bang Bang, actually. She's not like a comedian, but she was still very funny.
Yeah, she was funny.
And, yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Just, you know, I feel like it's almost become, like, probably a yearly tradition for a lot of Comedy Bang Bang fans to listen to those episodes again. Because I did it last year, too, without really even consciously, like, thinking about that. Just like, you know, you see a bunch of tweets, you remember those episodes, and you go back and listen to them. And they're selling some like Harris themed shirts on the Comedy Bang Bang store, and the proceeds are all going to like a scholarship in his name at his old high school.
That's nice.
Yeah. I think maybe the vinyl also went towards that. But yeah, big rec for everyone to listen to Farts and Procreation 1 through 4.
Yeah.
It's called that because that's what that was Scott Aukerman's idea for the name of a porn version of Parks and Recreation.
Wow.
It's like
do you suck that rec?
Dumbass kind of joke.
I do. I totally suck that rec. I was the first person that played that for Ben back when it was like new.
Oh, so Ben sucks your rec. Oh,
Ben's
sorry.
Oh boy.
I really apologize for
Saying is difficult.
Let's not use that verb in the third person singular.
Yeah, let's not. Let's officially move to ban that. Like, we were going strong, and now it's ruined. I'm sorry.
I suck that rec. Okay,
Cool.
There's a Creek Slam Sit shirt. That's great. So, Erin, you haven't... I feel like at some point I might have made you listen to this episode. Do you remember it at all? It's...
For, no, of Farts and...
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a stroke. I don't remember. I don't think you did. I don't remember.
It's Adam Scott and Harris and
Chelsea
Peretti. And
No, I love Chelsea Peretti and also Adam Scott now.
yeah, it was like I think at the time you wouldn't have known who either of them were because it was such a while ago. Because it was what time? Ben, did you say what year the first one came out and what time?
Do you have the timestamp on that sucker?
I believe it was 2011, the first one.
Okay,
do you have the UTC timestamp?
It's probably
do
around
not.
midnight.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like Chelsea Peretti was not on Brooklyn Nine-Nine yet. She was just like a staff writer for Parks and Rec. And
oh wow, okay.
Or she was a writer for Parks and Rec. I don't know if she was like what her actual title was. And then Harris was producing and Adam Scott was on it. But so every time that Adam Scott and Harris Wittels throughout the entire like Farts and Procreation episodes, every time that they would like do a character scene, like normally you would just like come in and be in character and just like play in that like weird Comedy Bang Bang space because people just do that. They just like break into characters after breaks or whatever. But they would always like insist on opening the scene by Harris being like, creak, slam, sit, like as if they just walked in, but with no effort at all.
Sometimes they did like knocking on the door.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just like something so signature about his like lack of effort, but
yeah,
but just like still
well, even like those first characters that they do. I'm pretty sure like the idea behind those characters was to like be the two most boring people you could think of.
Yes, it was. It was just two guys
like,
that work at a lumberyard.
Yeah, and it just like goes off the rails so quickly. But it's so fucking funny. And I love how, like, consistently throughout at all of those episodes, how, like, Chelsea is just, like, the voice of being like, oh my fucking god, these bits are so stupid.
She's
it's so good.
Yeah, I sec that rec. I think that he was really one of my favorite comedy people ever.
Oh, and that also, he and Scott Aukerman had a podcast called Analyze Fish.
Oh yeah, which was very fun.
It was very, very good. Mm-hmm. And then that spawned into You Talking You Two to Me, right?
Nice
Basically.
use of spawn and fish together. That was really
Thank you.
That was really, really beautiful.
Totally on purpose.
Oh, they keep rolling in.
I would say that it spawned it, yeah, and also Harris was a guest a couple of times on You Talking You Two to Me, and was very funny there as well. So,
yeah, Analyze Fish is really fun because it was just like the whole premise of that is that Scott doesn't like the band Fish, and it's Harris's favorite band. He's just trying to convince him to like Fish.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot less. It feels like a lot less like formal and structured than a traditional podcast. They just like did whatever they wanted with it, including having an episode in the middle of like the run of it where instead of being about PHISH, the band Fish, they had an episode that was titled Analyze Fish, FISH, and it was hosted by Paul F. Tompkins and Howard Kramer, and it was about the movie Jaws.
Yeah.
Just like in the middle
whatever.
of it.
Yeah.
And it was also because that's like both of their favorite movies.
I love that happenstance that like two people with opposing views on the band Fish can like create a podcast with a pun. Like that's just like that's a beautiful convergence.
Yeah.
I love when the
really
world
nice.
is that way.
Yep. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that was a very nice tribute, Ben.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's a sad thing.
It's sad. It's
a
sad
sad
that
thing.
he's not out there making dumb jokes anymore. But
Yeah.
I'm glad
He was
we still
actually
have to listen back
at the
on
time of his death. He was like set to co-star in Master of None. He was going to be like the other lead with Aziz Ansari.
Who ended up playing that part, or did they write it out?
Oh boy, I don't remember. I can look it up.
That's all right.
She like you've reached the extent of how she cares about that.
The end. It wasn't Harris.
I think Eric Wareheim.
Oh, that's not his name, is it?
Whose name?
Eric Wareheim. At what time?
It's,
That is. What do you mean that's not his name?
You're talking about the guy from Tim and Eric?
Yes, his name is Eric Wareheim.
Tim Heidecker and Eric.
She doesn't think so.
Literally I'm reading his name. Like
I don't know about that, Ben.
I looked
I
it
don't
up
think
and
so.
I'm reading his name.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Yes, that was. It was
You're
Eric
right.
Wareheim.
All right.
Well,
The role was originally set to be played
okay,
by Harris
maybe.
Wittels. It even says
Okay.
on Wikipedia.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, fine. What? See
You know
if
what,
I care.
I'll let
But
you
his
know.
name. That's not
when
really.
I
Right. That's
find
not
out.
really his name, right?
I think maybe it just like sounded too much like the town I live in, and I got thrown off.
Send him an email and see what he has to say about that.
We'll send it. We'll email Beyonce about this.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
since you're in email communication with the CEO of Google, that's something that he could.
Yeah, instead of googling
yeah.
things, I usually just email him.
Yeah,
Cut out the middleman.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You're all about that.
You know?
It's kind of your thing. It's like your MO.
Yeah, I hate middlemen.
Late. Ben, staunch stance against middleman.
So earlier tonight, I asked Ian to look something up for me, and he, the first thing he did was go to Gmail on the computer, and so of course I was like, "Are you emailing Beyonce?" But that wasn't what he was doing.
Nice. That's from like a few episodes ago. If you're just tuning in,
Yeah, and
I
then
don't have the energy to find out which
But
one.
I feel like it's very easily understood what it means.
yeah,
Yeah, there should be no question in your mind.
Yeah, obviously. And then
Who runs the world? Girls.
In fact, I want us to retract that clarification.
Yeah. You know what? If you're confused, email Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Hannah, continue.
The other thing is about that is when I asked him, okay, can I go? Can it be me now?
You leave? No, we're not even halfway done.
Are we
this
done?
program.
We're done, right? That's it. All right.
Can I go?
Are we good?
Like,
we're good. Okay.
We're good. Okay, I'm turning this off. All right, shutting it down. I turned my computer off.
Oh, jeez. How am I still seeing you?
Like, Ben's gone. Ben literally left. Ben fucking is not in his seat anymore.
He took off his
He's
headphones
gone.
and walked away.
I think he's getting some more icing water. I think he's getting I hope he gets a new color of icing water.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
This
I guess
bit-
I'll wait.
This bit is really going on. He's gone. Yeah, I think he's getting more water.
Probably. I want him to be here. There he goes.
You know what I've been having extensive thoughts about?
What's
Correct
that?
me if I'm wrong.
Hi, Ben.
Because
Oh, we're
hey,
still
Ben.
doing this? Okay.
Ben, you know what I've been thinking about?
What?
I don't think I'll ever go after you because it's a pop and a push. I feel like Hannah always goes after you. Am I thinking about this right?
Yes, that's
we
right.
keep the same order.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I wish mine's so like relevant to Ben's. I wish I was going after him, and I was like, I'll never do my obsession after Ben.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
true.
It's kind of a blessing most of the time.
What? Why?
Because it's so hard to go after such a great obsession.
Oh, I see.
Hey. Okay. What's up, Hannah?
Do you want to?
Can you go?
Do you want to switch it out?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
It's pop and a push, Hannah. Come on.
It's a pop and a push. Look, I respect the system. I might not always agree with it, but I respect it.
Okay. All right. You're resigned to your fate of always going after me.
Which is great.
Okay. Yes. So the reason I wanted to make it be my obsession now is that it's going to give it away when I tell you what Ian was looking up for me.
Give it away. Give it away. Give it away.
So. Okay. So, as I mentioned last week, I went. I was planning to go to an LP concert in Boston, and I did that. So, my obsession
Followed through.
Yeah. So my obsession is LP live
Yes.
in Boston, but also in general.
Oh man, I'm jelly.
I have
LP,
never...
which stands for lesbian person.
It's true though. She's such a lesbian person.
She is a lesbian person, yeah. But the thing I was having Ian look up was how tall she was, because the first thing that I noticed about her
Why did he go to Gmail for that?
Yeah, that's why I thought he must be emailing Beyonce about it, because she might know. But so because she's tiny, she's so little. She came out
I
on
thought
stage,
she might be short.
and she's 5'7", so she's not actually
she's not
that
short.
short.
Oh, what?
But her whole band is dudes, so she's got 4 guys in her band, and it's kind of funny because like they all look like they come from different genres of music. Like she's got the guy who looks like kind of like the man version of her. He's like a tall, broad, but like this big curly hair, and he plays the guitar. And like you could tell when the band came out that like there were 1 or 2 people in the back that thought that he was her because they were like too far away, because her hair is just both of their hair is just like very voluminous and curly and black. So but he looks like maybe he could be in like All American Rejects, right? He's like out there in kind of like jeans and a white t-shirt. And then her bassist like looks like he should be in like Weezer or something. He's got dorky glasses and like a striped shirt, like a collared striped shirt.
Oh, such a fucking Weezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her drummer could be in like a grunge band. He's just like over there, just like whatever. Doesn't look like he's showered in a while. And then her keyboardist guy, he has this like straight silver hair, like and like a also gray beard, and looks like he should be in like a techno band.
Wow.
And I was just like, whoa. And I think part of why she looks so small up there is because they're all like pretty tall. So
she's also very, very skinny.
she's very, very skinny. And but it's funny because she has these little platforms that I've seen, because I've seen them in other videos that they travel with her when she's on tour, and they're like light up platforms that are like on the left, to the left and right of the stage, like towards the front. And so when she's like walking around doing all of her like stagecraft and stuff, she'll stand on them sometimes, just to give herself a little more height. The first thing I want to say about LP is that, actually, the first thing I want to say is that when I asked Ian to look up how tall LP was, and he went to email and then eventually went to Google, I walked away for a second and then came back and I was like, so? And he said to me, LP is both Italian and Irish. And I said, I didn't ask you that. How tall is she? And then he Googled her height, like right there in front of me. Like, what the fuck? So anyway,
God.
yeah.
How dare he?
How dare he? You were probably also on your phone at the time. Like, you probably walked away and were on your phone on the internet while outsourcing this information for your husband, which he should have honored, I feel.
Yeah, I have this mug and it says I don't need Google. I have my husband or whatever, and so I want a mug. What do you want from me? I got it for Christmas.
Does it say or whatever? I really like that.
No. The first thing beyond that anecdote about Google that I want to say is that LP's stagecraft is amazing. She's like really got a great, for especially how tiny she is, she's got a great stage presence. She does a lot of cool things with the mic stand. Like, she does that thing where she like tilts it forward without using her hands and like leans with it like Mick Jagger or something. And like, she's like twirling it all around, and she throws things. She had, every time that she played any instrument that was small enough to throw, she would like toss it in the air when she was done with it and catch it again. Like, I love that so much. And she was just awesome. I sent you guys some videos. I'll post them online as well. Like, Ian really is not a concert person, and I have to say he did a good job preparing himself for this, because oh, and I want to give a shout out to my mother-in-law too. Ian's mom, she got us these tickets for Christmas. And,
nice, that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm like so grateful, because it was like, so Ian, like, he doesn't really like crowded spaces. He doesn't like loud spaces. He's not like the biggest like music person in general, but he has connected with some of her songs in the past. And so he actually spent a lot of the afternoon before we left like listening to her latest album, Heart to Mouth, because that's what this tour is, and he knew she'd be playing a lot of songs from it. And he was saying that he thought that part of what can sometimes spark anxiety in him at live music events is just not knowing the songs that are being played, which is interesting. I never would have thought of that, but like it was nice to hear him like be kind of in touch with that and trying to like help himself mitigate it, which was really nice. We got there. It was, the venue was not bad. It was full. I don't think it was like at capacity, but there were a ton of people there. The line was like around the block to get in. On a very cold day, despite what my pictures said. And then we kind of like staked out a spot like in the corner. So we were like near the stage, but we weren't like front and center where you get crushed. So that was nice. And then we just stood there and didn't move. And like a bunch of really annoying concert things happened. Like someone turned up, who like, there was a really tall guy and a really short woman, and they were like, I think on a date. And so she needed to be up close, but he was fucking completely obscuring my view. We had to like work some stuff around because they turned up after we got there. So then I just couldn't see the center of the stage at all. So that was annoying. And he also like, I get that there are guys that don't dance, and that's fine. Ian doesn't really dance, although he did dance a little bit in certain songs with this. Don't tell him I told you. But
should I cut that out?
No, that's all right.
Okay, cool.
But he just stood there like a statue, like the whole time.
That just pisses me off. Like you're planking in front of people who like want to see this.
You're just like vertical planking, and I just like, that's not
you're
what this is for.
Right in front. You're just like they're in the middle of a columning.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
You're a column presence.
You're a columning presence.
You're a column presence. No, that is not a compliment. It's an insult. Notice my subtle phrasing there.
The other one was that this girl who was like already drunk at the beginning of the concert and kept on getting more drinks, like ended up like staking out her spot like right behind us, like so close to Ian that she was constantly like whapping him with her purse when she was dancing to songs. And then
that sucks.
Later on in the evening, like towards the encore portion, she managed to like scooch her way up closer, so she was next to me, and she was like whipping me in the arms and like face with her hair.
You absolutely won annoying concert bingo. Like you got full straight down the center bingo on annoying concert bingo. Like that is like all. Did someone spill a beer on you?
No, but there was this other thing that's like was like really cracking me up where so we were like I said, we weren't at the front, but there was like some stairs that went down to like the center portion that were sort of near us, and people kept on using the area next to us to get back and forth. But it wasn't just like any old people, like random people. It was like the same 3 people throughout the entire evening, just like scooting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I was like, just fucking like go a place and stay there. Like everybody else is doing this. Like I know your shirt, Samantha. I know it's you. Like. So that was kind of annoying, but
sounds like it.
But there was on the other side of us was a really sweet lesbian couple who were like just super fun. Like at one point, this guy just like one of the people who was going back and forth, just like, well, actually, he might have been like a one-off, but he like just like it was as if he thought he was on a football field. Like he just was using his shoulder to like pile drive people out of the way. And he got to me and I like, and I like, maybe I was like slow enough to move that he realized he was being rude. I don't know. But he paused a moment and said, "Excuse me," but then just like kept on going. It was like slow-mo, kept on going through me. And so like, it was like, fine, whatever. But then we like joked with the couple next to us about it. And then every time that LP would throw something like I was talking about before, I could hear the woman next to me being like, "Whoa!" And I could hear myself doing the same thing. And then we'd like look at each other and just like smile and crack up. And it was really like fun.
Nice.
So that was really, that was cool. So it was like, overall, I did not let those annoying concert people ruin my night at all. It was super fun.
That's good.
Let me see. I took some notes about what else I want to tell you guys about.
I might be me being an old person at heart and soul, but I have really like my favorite concerts and body. Yeah, definitely. And hair, like a lot of grays. I've really enjoyed my favorite concerts have been like seated early, sit down, no openers. Like when I saw Rufus Wainwright, checked all those boxes. Wow, amazing concert. None of those annoying concert things happened. And I was, guess what? In bed on time. Wow, what a great evening. Can't imagine a more perfect evening. See one of my favorite artists. Be sitting down. No tall people in front of me. No beer spilt upon my person. In bed at 10:30. It was dope.
Yeah, totally. I definitely agree with that. You know, it was standing room only at this particular event, so there were certain things I just had to deal with. But
yeah.
The opener was, he was fine. Okay, so, all right. Here are the things that I noted that I need to remember to tell you about. She did basically everything from heart to mouth. It was all great. I think the power. I'll do that at the end. I think the power was maybe my favorite one. I have a little recording of it that I sent you guys at one point that I'll put up on Twitter. But she also did Recovery, which is like the ballad on the album. Which, if anybody hasn't seen the video and is into this kind of thing, she does basically the whole video without a shirt on. She's just got like an open robe and like some, I don't know, like maybe leather pants or something underneath. Like, so that's pretty cool if you want to check that out. But
Pretty great.
yeah, but because you can see her whole chest piece. Obviously, that's the only reason that I think it's cool. So
There's a moment where she like steps up onto something and the robe kind of comes away, and I've definitely watched that looking for a nip. I didn't find one, but I'm like convinced it's there.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because one thing about this particular, the outfit she was wearing at this particular concert was very cool, but she has a fondness for, that I've noticed, for like really low cut pants. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Low cut pants.
Yeah, like
I don't know that I've ever even seen low cut pants.
like
Your hips be sticking out.
yeah. Like they were big in the 90s, ultra low rise pants.
Yeah.
She had those on, and she was like dancing around the stage the whole time, and her shirt was long, but it was like flowy, and I was like totally convinced that I was at some point gonna see her butt crack, just because like how could her butt crack not be showing with those pants? But
I don't think she has one.
to her credit, either she does not have one, or she has very good stagecraft that extends all the way to her butt, because like, never was there even a hint at it. We were watching videos earlier of her performance from different angles, not to look for the butt, just like to remind ourselves how great it was. And like no sign of a butt crack at all. Like I was just blown away by that, honestly.
Not hair nor hide of butt crack. That's great. Yeah, she's a professional, Hannah.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think? This is amateur hour?
I should have known. But anyway, the reason I mentioned recovery is because it was a really powerful moment in the concert. That song is like, you know, it's about dealing with a breakup. It's also like it's paralleling dealing with a breakup with recovering from like an addiction, and it's a very emotional song, and it was like the quietest that I've maybe ever heard like a rowdy group of like standing room only concert goers get during a song ever, like at a live performance. It was just like very, like everyone was very emotionally engaged with the song and like what she was doing, and it was like felt like she was doing such an incredible job of commanding attention that it deserves to be mentioned. She also does this cool thing where she'll break into some of her songs with bits of other songs, like Sex on Fire or Paint It Black. Both of those are in there.
Nice.
And finally, I want to tell you about the encore. She did 3 songs in the encore.
Nice.
First, she did Ian's favorite song, Muddy Waters.
Nice. That's a
Then
good song.
she did my favorite song, Strange.
Nice. Great song.
Great song. Then she did everybody else in the world's favorite song, Lost on You. And that
Great song.
It was like, I was like, how did she know we wanted
encore.
those songs specifically?
And like her songs are like, her voice is like, all of her songs, I feel like, I can't speak for her voice. I feel like all of her songs are like hitting her max range always.
Yeah.
And so I feel like those songs, like Lost on You, is such a fucking she's like going to, like the range of that song is incredible.
Yeah.
How was her voice at the end of that concert?
It was still
it cracking
pretty
at
great.
all?
It was like there were moments. I'll say this. I think that I detected more sort of flat notes at the end than at the beginning, but not by a lot. Like she was still going very strong. And
nice.
But one of the best parts of the whole concert, and Ian actually has a video of this, although it's like kind of like vertical, horizontal, upside down type video.
Wow. Was he spinning his phone while he was taking this video? Sort of. Bad etiquette.
He was trying to get a good angle, so he was tossing it up in the air and then catching it and then tossing it.
He was
again.
inspired by LP's theatrics that he was throwing it in the air.
And in Lost on You, like the entire last chorus, she just like held her mic out and just let the audience sing it. And we did a great fucking job. Like no
doubt.
And truly, like I'm sure she looks like this every time, but she looked like so happy and excited and like proud of us. Like she looked so happy when we were like singing along. Like it was really sweet. And then as soon as like she was singing again, she like for the first time and the only time in the whole concert, she hopped down off of the stage and actually started like walking along the divider, just like grabbing people's hands and like shaking hands and stuff, and it was like really sweet and nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Did she play Tokyo Sunrise? That's my fave.
She did not.
Ah, that's such a good one.
It is.
I mean, I love a ton of her songs. Did she play that one about her mom? The
one about my mom?
The one about that mom game?
The one about it's called Night Sky. The one about her mom.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Forever for Now. Did she play Forever for Now?
No.
Where she whistles? I know she whistles a lot.
She does whistle a lot. She did whistle a lot, but somebody posted a set list from a recent show, and it was very similar. And I thought I downloaded it, but I don't see it.
Fucking idiot.
God, Hannah.
Twitter.
Remember when we saw Guster at the Melody Tent and we were in the first row, and at the end Dad pulled the set list off the stage and took it with us?
Nice.
No.
Wait, shout out to Uncle Brown. That's dope.
I found it.
Hannah and I once went to Guster concert 2 days in a row, back to fucking back.
True. That's true.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick.
That's sick, dude.
It was sick.
You know, I am sad that she did do part of this tour and is going to do more parts of it with Lauren Ruth Ward, but she wasn't able to be on this leg, so I didn't get to see that.
That would have been cool because did she play Tightrope? I love that song.
Yes.
And Lauren Ruth Ward always like comes out and like gropes her during that song,
it.
and I think it's awesome.
I know. These are the songs that she played. Dreamcatcher was her opener.
Dreamcatcher. Did I sound like her?
Yeah.
Erin, you're an LP. You're not the LP.
Thank you, Ben. Good. That was good.
Then When We're High, which I love.
Oh, that's a good song.
Dreamer. The Power's not on here. She played The Power, I think, before she played Dreamer. And then When I'm Over You, No Witness, and that's the one that had Sex on Fire in it.
Oh, nice.
Then Die for Your Love, which like was kind of a dark horse. I didn't even recognize it at first, but it's actually really good. Tightrope, and then One Night. Oh, One Night in the Sun. Is that what you said? No. Okay. She played One Night. She played One Night in the Sun. Girls Go Wild. Then Recovery. Then House on Fire, which I also really am digging lately. I've been listening to that a lot.
Nice. That would make sense if the sex was on fire. The house was probably also on fire.
Yeah.
But that's where the one where she played Painted Black in the middle of it. So.
Okay, cool.
And then Other People. And then
I like that song too.
Yeah, and then Shaken, which is a really good song too. And then Special was her quote unquote final song. And then her actual final, I already told you those three. So It was great. Yes, it was a lot of the new album. But she played The Power, and that's the one that I was going to recommend for you, Ben. So when I got home, I put out on Twitter, anybody, and this is still stands. Anybody who wants to do this, if you go find the tweet, actually I'll pin it. If you go like the tweet where I made this offer, I will personally recommend an LP song for you based on like what I know about you and what I can see on your Twitter. I actually had a couple of strangers who just are like LP fans like it, and I did recommendations for them, even though I'm sure that they like know all the songs already.
I liked your recommendation for me because that is not one I've ever really sat and thought about. But when you recommended Night Like This, because it made you think about like me and Molly, which is nice. And it's like on a night like this, stars are falling, are we falling too? And I never thought about it, and it's just like really sweet. And I really liked. I heard that song in a new way. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad.
Yeah,
Rachel liked hers too. She replied to them, which was nice. So, Ben, I was going to recommend The Power for you because not only is it a really good song, but it's about electrical engineering.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Wow, that's perfect.
Wow, so the reason you added me on Twitter about this is you wanted to make that dumb joke?
Yeah, and she's been waiting like a whole week, you dum-dum.
You jerk.
Yeah, Hannah's running a special. If you like her tweet, she'll contact LP, and LP will write a song about you. It's so neat.
Yes.
And she'll for her next album, songs from Hannah's tweets.
So I've been basically, ever since this concert, I've been like obsessively watching videos from the concert and obviously obsessively listening to LP. I'll be like mid podcast and get a song. So it's like B Studwell all over again.
Yeah.
So I'm just loving her so much. I just think she's really great.
Did you know about LP before our humble podcast?
No, I didn't.
Hell yeah.
I found out that my friend Matt did, though. Matt of the Many Children. And
yeah.
Matt of Many Children.
That's great. Love that. That's his podcast name now.
Okay.
Like shout outs to Rachel and Uncle Brown.
Matt of Many
Children.
Yeah, so
which is funny because my dad is Matt of Many Children.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, yeah.
That's
Same
right.
number.
He has 5 siblings, just like your dad.
And he has 4 children.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the children he has.
Oh no, I'm talking about like he's one of 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
He's of many children.
That's true. He also has many children.
He also has 4 kids, I guess so.
He has the same number as Matt of Many Children.
Did I tell you one time my mom, she was telling me about, she's like, you know that one woman, she's like a ridiculous amount of children. And I'm like, how many children does she have? She's like, I don't know, like 5? I'm like, Mom, you have 4 kids. That's one more. Okay. Matt of Many Children has heard about LP.
Yeah, and I guess he listened a lot to the first album, and his daughter, Nora, actually has a favorite song off the first album, which is Into the Wild, which is a great song. That's a friggin' jam.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I
Nice
feel
pick,
like,
Nora.
Shout outs to Nora. Yep.
Yeah, to Nora. I love how we keep being like, here's the set list, and after every song we're like, oh, it's a good song. Oh, it's a good. That's a great song.
It's like a
nice
Spotify
song. That's a
playlist
good
all over again.
That's a good song.
That's a good song. A Spotify playlist that contains all of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, great obsession. So glad you got to see her live. I hope that I get to someday. I'm sure I will be able to.
Yeah, I think you will. I believe in you. Maybe
Thank
at a
you.
seated venue.
That would be really nice. Like an early show. Maybe I'll email her. I'll be like, hello. I would like you to come to Durham, North Carolina, not Raleigh. Don't want to drive. I want you to come to Durham. I want you to start at 7:30. No opener. Seated venue. I'd like to be in bed by 10:30.
Maybe a matinee at a coffee shop.
That would be nice. That'd be nice.
So we were looking at she's
brunch
doing
show.
a bunch of shows in California, Ben, but they're like really expensive out there.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, like
Why?
$180 for like floor seats.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if that's like
wild.
a California thing or if she's like suddenly exploding in the US the way she did in Europe or what's happening, but
I don't think that's a California thing. Kylie and I went to an Anthony Green show in LA. It was not
you did.
that expensive. It was like $30,
did.
I think. Yes, I did. Yep, correct.
So that's
I
it.
don't have that much LP. Loose pennies.
Nice.
That's all.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
That's great, Hannah. Good job.
Thank you. I found the song that I was talking about before. It's called Small Blue Thing.
It doesn't sound like it's talking about glass so far.
Today I am a small blue thing like a marble or an eye. With my knees against my
I guess
mouth.
a marble's a glass ball.
I am perfectly round. I am watching you. I am cold against your skin. You are perfectly reflected. I am lost inside your pocket. I am lost against your fingers. I am falling down the stairs. I am skipping on the sidewalk. I am thrown against the sky. I am raining down in pieces. I am scattering like light. And then the second verse, today I'm a small blue thing made of china, made of glass. Ben.
Wow. All right.
This is a beautiful song, actually.
Thanks.
Highly recommend.
Oh, did you find your ball song?
Yeah, I did.
Did you find your
Did your
nuts,
ball-
nerd?
Did your ball song drop into your memory?
I found it. It's called Small Blue Thing by Suzanne Vega. And it's beautiful.
Oh, cool. Way to go.
Thank you.
Post it.
I'm gonna.
Congratulations.
All right.
Is it me now?
It's you now.
All right, I am obsessed with an album this week.
Ooh.
It's an album I found. The album is called I Will Rise, and it's by an artist called Benjamin Todd. And he spells his name BenjaminTod.
Wow.
Is that how you always spell Benjamin?
Yes.
I was like, wait, as you were saying that, I was like, are there other ways to spell Benjamin?
I always thought
And you
there
were
was an
going
A at the
through it
end.
so slowly. I was like, what's gonna?
I didn't
what-
think the IN was normal. I always thought it was an AN. Look,
Wow.
I'm not
No,
here
it's
to
always
spell.
Ian. Or I
Okay.
mean, that's how I've always seen it, but I've
All
seen
right,
it a
I'm
lot
not here to
more
spell.
in my name.
Benjamin.
I don't. Do I have the name Benjamin? Do I care? No.
Benjamin.
His last name is weird. It's just T-O-D.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You guys can. Benjamin with an I looks weird to me. Okay. Look, I'm not
Wow.
an expert on male names.
But
okay.
Benjamin is not Benjamin. It's Benjamin.
Or
I don't think that's a name at all.
It's not. Look, we've established that I'm not good with names.
That's true. That's well
We
established.
have established this
Yeah.
like in episodes past. Okay. I will rise from this embarrassment. Anyway, I found this artist down this like YouTube rabbit hole that started with like Brandi Carlile and then I don't know. Anyway, he's part of a band with his wife called Lost Dog Street Band, and their music, it's like the Lost Dog Street Band music is very like Americana, like band. She plays the fiddle and he plays guitar, and it's very like, you know, I'm not here to talk about them. You can listen to that. But this album is just him, and it's just his voice and his guitar. There's not a single overlay. There's not another guitar. There's not a harmonica. There's not another voice on it. It's just him and his guitar and these songs. And he's a really good songwriter. I find myself very compelled by his songs and his lyrics, and and his voice is it reminds me of a lot of things. It's kind of belty, and it's very strong, and it reminds me a lot of almost like, you know, like a Celtic singer, like has that really like strong, beautiful, like full voice. Like the timbre of it is just like so good. I really, really like it. It's like not the most perfect voice, but it's like I find it to be like strong and compelling. It at times, not so much on this album, but at times it reminds me of the dude from the Decemberists in that way that he has this kind of like strong braying voice, but it's not as brayy. There are some like YouTube videos that I'll recommend you watch that remind me more of that quality of voice. Something that like these songs on this album, I Will Rise, are the lyrics are compelling. They're really personal and really tender. He and his wife befriended this guy named Nicholas Ridout and his wife, and on their like Lost Dog Street Band website say like that they formed a bond that was closer than family. So they like became really close with this couple, and then I don't know what happened, but Nicholas died. Like it was like I think only 24, and it was like
Holy
sudden.
shit.
And like rocked them, you know, like I think the band stopped making music for like 2 or 3 years, and this album is like you can tell is really deals with a lot of those a lot of like his processing with the death of his like, you know, person that I assume he helped write that on the website, you know, described as like closer than family. And on his Bandcamp page, it says, this album was recorded live with 2 mics and no overdubs. I'd say most of these recordings are the first take as well. This is a collection of my most personal songs arranged like a long journal entry. A lot of these are very hard to sing, and some of them I will choose to never sing again.
Wow.
Yeah, this may be the only album of its kind I ever create, or at least I hope. It's really interesting too. The first song on this album is called "Hungry for You Blues," and it's a song I really like. And it has an explicit warning. And it's not because the song contains a curse word at all. It's because it begins with like him playing the intro and fucking it up, and then playing it again and fucking it up and saying "God damn," and then getting it right and then playing the song, which has absolutely no curses in it. So I thought that was like really great. So this whole, like, my obsession is definitely this album. I've been listening to a lot, but there's definitely this like sub obsession, which is like I have been very obsessed with one particular song, and it's called Out of Babylon. And it's, I didn't read this anywhere, but I like know it's directly about his friend that died. And it's just like, it's so good and like so intimate and tender, and it's like this like really, I'm gonna play you like the first verse and chorus. Like I'm gonna put that clip in the podcast this week. It's, I realized tonight, like I've been listening to the song like obsessively all week. Like there was literally a day this week where I listened to only this song like on repeat. I realized like you just rarely hear such a tender song about a man sung by another man. Like it's like I don't feel like it's romantic, but it's definitely just like really like intimate, you know. So I'll just play you the first verse and chorus.
Watch me fall out of the night into the darkness where my demons reside. That's where I felt at home in a world unknown. And big blue ocean carry his heart back again and tell his lover he's thinking of her. I miss the train you're on out of Babylon. No, I love you still, and I always will.
Wow.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So it's a great song.
He does have a Decemberist lead singer-esque tone to his voice.
Or like,
Yeah.
What's that one? Neutral Milk Hotel, like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a really good observation. I totally agree with that.
Thanks.
What?
Sounded sarcastic.
It's not. I totally agree with that. Yeah, no, I fucking disagree with that. No. Yeah. So yeah, this album is really good. There are some songs that I skip, but I don't think that they're bad. I think, and I'm noticing a theme too of like talking to you about the LP concert and like thinking about like my favorite concerts have been like Rufus Wainwright when it was just him and his piano, like Ben Folds when he was with the North Carolina Symphony, because it was all of his like slow songs, that are good for like the piano and symphony. And then this, I feel like a common theme for me is like I love these like really slow kind of like intimate songs, and and because it's just like him and his guitar, that's like all this album is.
I think that's very true.
Yep. Oh, and one more video I would recommend if you want to see like him and his wife play. A video that's really, really good is if you search for Lost Dog Band, Street Band, I forgot their name. Lost Dog Street Band, Lazy Moonshiner. They're singing a song written by their friend who died, and it's really good. It's like him, and he's playing harmonica and guitar, and then his wife on the violin, and it's like such a great performance.
Cool.
So check that out.
Thank
This
you.
is like one of those things that I've been thinking about like since Monday. I like knew this was going to be my obsession on Monday when I found it. So I've been like thinking about this segment like all week, and I'm now trying to make sure that I remembered to say everything I want to say. I think so.
You do just love this. Now I already know before I finish this that it's going to come off as like judgmental, and it's not, but like you really love sad music.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not judgmental. I don't feel. I love sad music. Yeah. I love it.
This album is like mainlining your favorite kind of music directly into your brain.
Exactly. And this Out of Babylon song has a lot of like, you could tell even from like that verse and chorus, those melodies that kind of swoop into a minor key. I love it. It's so good. It just like fills my brain with like good feelings. I know that's like the opposite of what it's supposed to do, but it's like, that's like so like pure. It's like real, you know? I love it. I love it.
Well, I think I've talked with you about, and this was something that I even remember doing some like research on when I was in college, like nothing that, you know, would ever be published, just for a project for a class, about like why people like the music that they like, and how a lot of it comes down to like what memories you associate things with for a lot of people. But I also think, and I don't remember if this was borne out in my extremely scientific study or not, but I also think it's like really about like, I think a lot of people, or at least me and you, like really love that music that makes you just feel something. Like, doesn't have to be that it makes you feel happy. It just makes you feel something, and like it's like it's not like the better the feeling, or like the happier the feeling the better. It's like the stronger the feeling the better.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
You know?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I totally do. Yeah, I don't like, sad music doesn't make me sad. Like I feel it's like the process of like processing your feelings, or like talking through something, or like working something out. It's like it's like channeling something, right? So that you're like, it's more out of you than inside of you.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
That's why like Life is Beautiful is one of my favorite movies, because the whole premise of that movie just like fundamentally makes me feel so hard, you know?
A sad movie won't fuck me up though. I don't watch those. The same does not apply to movies.
Oh, really? It definitely does for me.
No, I will get really fucking sad from a movie, but not a sad song.
I think I'm more in Erin's camp. I have to be really in a special kind of mood to want to watch a really sad movie. I'll watch a scary movie before I'll watch a sad movie any day, which I know is not Erin's camp.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm just thinking more about the sad song. I feel like a sad song, especially the clip I just played you Out of Babylon, I think this song is stunning for that reason. Like, that song is like about such a personal grief, and the melody captures that so well. Like, even like the words do too, but it's like the combination. Like, I don't feel like anything can embody the feeling of melancholy as well as a sad song. Just to capture a feeling and like wrap it and like let you feel it but be removed from it, to like not have it linger on you. I feel like a song is like, can just like do that, especially like a song like this that's like the lyrics are so poignant and the melody is so, you know, intentional, and it's just like, it's gorgeous. I just love it. You know,
that's a great way of putting that. I think that's very, very true, very insightful.
So good.
Awesome. Benjamin.
Yeah, and his name is spelled weird, you see.
Benjamin.
Benjamin
Todd.
Look, it looks weird to me. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this whole week, this has been a week of me being like, oh, I have to remember that his name is spelled differently. I think it's the Todd with the 1D threw me off.
Okay.
I think I'm registering. Okay, I'm going to stop digging this hole. Okay, whatever.
You did specifically say that you thought Benjamin was normally spelled with an A instead of an I.
I just don't know. Do I care? Do I care? Do I care how to spell your name, Ben? I don't know. Do I even know that your full name is Benjamin? No. It could be like Ben Hold. It could be
Benedict.
Ben Kerr. I don't know. I haven't seen your birth certificate.
Do you guys follow Lord Birthday anywhere?
No.
I would follow Lord Birthday everywhere.
Well, he's like a cartoonist, but he makes these things that are just like silly. You just were reminding me of one that Uncle Brown just posted yesterday about actually it was earlier today about, it's called Things I Honestly Don't Care About. This is kind of, I don't know if you can see that. This is kind of what they
Not at all.
look like. It's like it's just like a little like silly cartoon with a bunch of text, but it's like things I honestly don't care about. It's a list of 10 things. I won't read all of them, but for instance, whales. Oh, big deal. Those blue leaping beasts, those ballerinas of the sea. Next. Just a bunch of stuff like that.
That's great. Those ballerinas of the sea.
Old men with big muscles. I literally give no craps. Squish me, old boy. Make my head spin.
Make my head spin.
What's this in reference to?
Nothing. It's just he just puts stuff out like
Okay.
this all the time.
I love that.
Books with plots. Hey, fun story. I wonder how it will end. Oh, wait, I know. Who cares?
How to talk about movies so people think you're smart. Talk about the plots. It was masterful storytelling and impeccably crafted. Talk about the costumes. Say they were bold yet unassuming. Talk about the haircuts. Say they were regrettable, but also say they were understandable given the budget constraints.
So everybody follow Lord Birthday. That's just a little side rec for you.
Side hustle.
Great.
Cool.
How do you spell birthday? Is that with an A? B-A-R-T-H?
Birthday.
DIY?
Lard birthday.
Barthy?
Oh man. Well, that's great. I'm gonna. I looked it up, and that album is on Spotify, as I'm sure you were gonna
Look it
say.
up.
So I'm gonna listen to that. I looked it up.
It is.
And I
Look it up.
And I found it. So
Oh, look it up.
should we wrap up then? Okay. So homework. Ben, what's
Welcome
your
to
homework?
me now.
Yeah.
My homework is to go to the Comedy Bang Bang podcast feed and sort it in reverse chronological order such that the Farts and Procreation episodes will be towards the top. Otherwise, you have to scroll through a bunch of old ones first.
Yeah.
But they're really good. Look for the ones on Spotify. They don't show the episode titles. They just show the guests. So just look for the Harris Wittels, Chelsea Peretti, Adam Scott ones. And there's also one on there that I haven't listened to yet. That's Natasha Leggero, Harris Wittels, and Matt Besser. That's another one they have out from behind the paywall with Harris Wittels in it. So
I'm sure
it must
it's
be
great.
also good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, my Twitter is nicely proved Ben.
Yep.
Go follow it.
Heck yeah, it is.
Lots of kitty pics. And say two.
Say two.
That's all.
Okay.
What? Say to?
Say
It's
two.
French.
That's
Oh,
all.
right. I knew it.
I knew it. Oh, right. I knew it.
I knew that.
My
Oh, right. I understood that. I forgot that I understood
You took
what you
French
were
the
saying.
most recently of all three of
know.
us.
Look, I'm telling you. This doesn't happen in my brain.
my homework is go to an LP concert if you can, or if not, go listen to all of her stuff on Spotify, watch her music videos. She's a freaking awesome LP lesbian person. And I guess that's it. Oh, go like my post about her on Twitter, and I'll give you a personalized recommendation for a song to listen to. My Twitter,
And she'll write you a personalized song.
yeah, and my Twitter, so you can do that, is at Anthropology, like the study of people with an H at the beginning of it. Recently called a very clever Twitter handle by another podcast, by the way, which I tweeted at. But anyway,
Nice. Hell yeah.
and Also, that's my Instagram. I have another podcast called So Dreamy, which I mentioned earlier. Go listen to that if you like dreams.
Cool. My homework is to listen to the album I Will Rise by Benjamin Todd. That's Todd with 1D. Also check out the video by his band Lost Dog Street Band. And the song I really liked on YouTube is Lazy Moonshiner, written by his friend. And their other stuff on there is really good too. So check that out if you're kind of more into like fast-paced, kind of more bluegrassy Americana kind of music. My Twitter's at Erin Byrne. I review lesbian movies at LesbianMovieReviews on Instagram. I have music and such on the internet. ErinByrne.com.
Yes, it's back. Well, it was always there, but
I kept forgetting to say it.
Cool. So if you want to save our podcast from the evil CEO of Google, or Ben's buddy, I don't know what their relationship is.
It's unclear.
You can call us and tell us what you're obsessed with this week.
Hot cold love hate thing.
Yeah,
I want to know. Call not to save our podcast or to do that, because I want to know.
Yeah, we're just really interested.
Cause.
Call us just because.
Let us suck your wreck.
Yeah, let us.
Please let us suck your wreck.
Hashtag suck your wreck.
Oh my god,
Come
it's so
on.
bad.
It's good. It's good.
You know
It's
what's
good
funny
and
is
bad.
we
It's on
really
the
liked
line.
it at first. Like
It's getting worse. It's not aging well.
it really is. Every time I say it, I hate it a little more.
Okay.
It's like right on the line. It's like I think I ruined it by taking it to the third person.
It's fine. Whatever. We won't suck your wreck if you don't want us to. Just call us and tell us what your wreck
Purely
is.
consensual. It's
We'll
like
suck your wreck with
consensual.
consent. Oh,
Okay,
Jesus
our phone
Christ.
number. If you want to get into this quagmire with us, our phone number is 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it. And what else? We're on Twitter at 2broadpod. We're on Instagram, WayTooBroad. We have an email address, waytooBroad@gmail.com. You can also email us your rec. And if you forgot any of that or you didn't hear it and you don't feel like going back and listening, you can go to our website and all that contact information is there at waytoobroad.com. For anything you want. For anything you need, you can go to www.earnben.com. And if you had a fun time with us today, please leave us a review on iTunes and or Apple Podcasts or whatever, or wherever, and we'll appreciate you.
Wherever.
We'll send you a sticker.
You know, the Google review of your local grocery store where you just like shout us out. We'll send you a sticker. We don't care.
Yeah. As long as
Graffiti on a wall.
Yeah,
that's fine.
just send us,
Hell
tell
yeah.
us where to find it, and totally.
Take a pic.
Yeah. So that's it. So yet again, I don't have the fucking lid for the candle in here somehow. So
God damn
I
it,
don't
Hannah.
understand.
You fucking dumbass.
But it's fine.
Oh, is this podcast supposed to end?
The podcast candle
It's never gonna.
is extinguished.
She pinched the flame with her 2 fingers.
Wow.
I only have 2 fingers.
Badass.
That's never come up, but good night. Bye.
So many times I listen to myself on this podcast say, cut that out.
Yeah, because I get like specifically feedback that it's really funny when Erin says cut that out and then I don't do it. That's why I do that. I think it was Mom that said that. She's like, I just think it's so funny. I'm like, okay, Mom, I got you.